Ben Chuanuka to just give us a particular update. Stephen, how's it going today?
Yes, good morning, Arnold Segawa. Right now, Mfefeswe Chivuga, Stephen Mbide on the ground here in the city center. And this is Ben Chuanuka Street, just opposite the Otax Park that is under construction, and some of the arcades, as well as the Chisasi Wokoto Tinda stage here in the downside of the city. But we know that government has already issued stern warnings to those who are in public transport as well as those arcaders that unless they put into place the guidelines of standard operating procedures for the fight against COVID-19 disease, they are going to take us back into another lockdown. But this, I'm down here to understand how these people are trying to comply or disobey the orders that were put into place. Kantandike n'aba taxi kubanga nwendi bwe wali taxi edda ekisasi ntinda bambulire bo lwaki tebateeka amateeka mu nkola bagateekamu ki ekyalemesezza ate n'okuba nti tulina obulwadde bungi nnyo wano mu ggwanga. Sebo wassa otya?
Bulungi sebo. Yota sebo.
Tebamanyako?
Manya gange Salisaadi.
Salisaadi kati embeera eri ete wano gavumenti egamba temusizza mateeka mu nkola. Obulwadde bweyongera mu kibuga Kampala naye mmwe nga ba taxi ki kye mukozeewo okulaba nga mukusisa abateeka mu nkola? Kubanga ndabyeko abantu abamu wano bajja batambula tebayina masiki ate bayingira taxi zammwe.
Fwe nga naddala ffe abataxi, nze ndi dereva ku stage y'Emperere Old Taxi Park. Ffe omulimu ogw'okukola abataxi tugwagala nnyo era okuba lwe twava mu lockdown tulina masiki ezaffe ze twambala ng'abakozi, naye obuzibu bwe tusanga be basaabaze abajja abamu nga tebalina masiki. N'olwekyo nsaba gavumenti ereke kwolesa bunafu bwayo. Gavumenti eno esobola okukwata kondomu n'ezigabira bamalaya. Buli loogi gy'ogendamu osanga erimu kondomu ez'obwereere. Siraba nsonga lwaki naffe abatakisi tebatuwa masiki tusobole okuba nga tuzigabira abasaabaze.
Mwagala mmwe gavumenti masiki ezireete wano ku siteegi zammwe?
Egende ng'etuwa masiki ku siteegi, buli takisi ebeeremu masiki. In case singa omusaabaze abazze nga yeerabiddeyo masiki nga nsobola okumuwa masiki, tube nti ffenna tusaabazibwa nga tulina masiki mu mmoloka yonna, kubanga omuntu asobola okugyerabirayo ate nga talina ssente.
Ate ndabye wano munawo kidomola abantu mwe banaabira mu ngalo nga tebanaba kubanga bayingira taxi. Naye taxi sajja ezimu z'osanga tosangawo budomola ng'obwo. Balina kuba nga bakolerwa ki?
Wange ffe abaana boolaba buli kondakita alina sanitizer, buli mmotoka gye tuwa abantu erina sanitizer. Teri mmotoka gye
Sebo muzeeyi nina katono. Sebo obadde mu Cambodia.
Njagala nyambule mask. I'm on operation for mask all the way. Because now we are going for lockdown because of mask. So we are trying to find everybody who must be wearing a mask.
So that's why we are trying to arrest him?
Of course, ourselves. We have to organize ourselves so that we can arrest those who refuse to wear a mask. So I beg the government to be with us, to give us authority to arrest everybody who is not wearing a mask everywhere, in the village, in the town, in the arcade. So it is our responsibility to arrest everybody who is not wearing a mask.
So you are also a taxi driver?
Of course. That's why you are very serious. You have a water there, you are opening everywhere, you are trying like I see this boy. Hurry!
Okay, this gentleman here, who is also one of the guides here at the taxi search stage, is trying to enforce the directives of ensuring that no one enters a taxi or passes through the city without a mask.
Even if you are walking everywhere, we have to arrest you without a mask. Yeah.
Okay, Kachidu, what is your main danger? Because the government says it could take you back into another lockdown. This is your main worry.
Yeah, we are worrying because we spent about 4 months. We are not working. So our people have already died. Hello, where's the mask? Where's the mask? No mask.
Nowhere you are going.
Nowhere you are going. How to go with the mask?
The government yakuwa mask.
Talk to the police.
Government yakuwa mask.
Ingine waka sina sente na mwezi ngine sina sente. Mbabizibya ngine waka ngine waka mask.
Na ye banga no chimanyi bayino kwa no tamani mask.
Sina sente ngine waka.
Okay.
I'm buy for him a mask. That's the last warning for you, okay?
Okay, what is happening in the city is that these taxi guides here, they are trying to enforce the directives of fighting COVID-19. Now what they are doing is to enforce every passenger not to enter a taxi without first washing their hands, and others who are just pedestrians, they have to make sure that they also put on masks. Nayera, there is also the chairperson of Kampala Arcaders Advocacy Forum, that is CAFO, is the chairperson of this forum that is brings together all people who are working in the arcades. He's here and he's going to be telling us what they are enforcing, what trying to do as the arcaders to make sure that these SOPs, the standard operating procedures, are put into place. Good morning to you.
Morning, brother.
name's-
Dr. Mukasa Nicholas, Executive Director, CAFO, Kampala Advocacy Forum, the organization which is controlling all arcade dealers, all traders in arcades. First of all, we want to thank the government for the effort of fighting COVID-19. His Excellency, the President and Minister of Health. Kindly, our urge to the nation is people should be concerned about what the government is asking. To put in place the SOPs, standard operation procedures, such that the government will not be tempted to close down, to enforce back the lockdown.
But Mr. Mukasa, you pleaded with the government accepted to reopen these arcades, but now you're failing as the leaders maybe to enforce these guidelines, make sure that all the people who are coming to the arcades, those who are operating from the arcades, do put in place these arcades, these SOPs.
Yeah, yes. For that point of information, really we keep telling the traders to put in place the SOPs, but some of these people are big-headed. But kindly, we are requesting them, traders, be soldiers of your own selves. Enforce the thing, because if at all we put back on the lockdown, we are the one to lose, which we are not requesting to get there now. It has been so bad by the time we experienced that for the last 3 months. Kindly, we are requesting you traders to cooperate. You be soldiers of your own selves. Be talking to your customers, enforcing them to put on masks. Kindly, I'm requesting the government not to enforce the lockdown again, because it affected the economy. People had nothing to eat at home. Really, we are going to continue fighting to make sure that the SOPs are put in place. Kindly, the cabinet ministers and the president, we people, the leaders of traders down here, we are trying to enforce it. And kindly, we are requesting the government to enforce, to request the police officers, security officers, to put in place the orders such that someone who does not put on the mask should be arrested and then imprisoned, instead of affecting other people who are concerned.
Okay, Mr. Mukasa, as the arcade, as SCAFO and other partners like Casita and maybe police and everything, what else should be done differently from what has been done in the past month of the opening? What else should be done to make sure that these people who are adamant continue to obey the guidelines?
Those people who are adamant to put on masks should be arrested instead of affecting others, because some people have been really compliant. And then I'm requesting arcade owners to put people by the gates such that they don't allow people who don't have masks to enter the arcades. And those people, because people are very terrible really, some of them have the masks but then they don't want to put it on. Let the government arrest those people instead of putting the country back on the lockdown, because it will affect many people. Like before, last month of July, before the lockdown was uplifted, many people were dying of hunger. So it shouldn't be done in that way. It shouldn't be taken back that kind of. But for us as
your last message to those who are coming to the city, who are those who are going to be buying anything, if I go back to the taxi operators?
Now I'm requesting all nationals, Ugandan people, please respond to the SOPs, because we are the people who are going to suffer if at all this country is put back on lockdown. Kindly traders, nationals, please be responsible enough. And then let us be soldiers of our own selves. If you see someone who doesn't put on a mask, tell him to go back home instead of affecting other people who are really concerned. We as traders, really, we don't like that thing to come back again, because it has a lot of repercussions which we are not calling back.
Thank you so much. Let me try to speak to some of those who are not putting on masks that I see on the streets here, why they are disobeying the lawful orders that were issued by government, but as well as the taxi operators. Kanyugeko n'omukulu ono Sebo Jangwan twogeremuko otuulye gwe wano amanya go ne wano kikyokolawo mu Kampala.
Amanya gange bampita Kirya William nga ndi driver wa taxi ku Kamwokya Bukoto stage. Nga omulimu gwange omulala ndi traffic warden Utoda. Nenjagala okunyonyola ekintu kino ensonga eyo gye baleeseemu nsonga nnungi eya okwambala masiki nkiwagira naye nsiwagira kyakudda mu lockdown nga buli wendaba munnange nga tayambadde masiki kimpisa bubi.
Kakati gavumenti ezeegabira abantu masiki ozisanga ne ku 10 ku 200 genda waggulu, naye lwaki abantu newankwadde mu bafunye ez'obwereere bakyaganira ddala okuzamba ne batula mu takisi zammwe?
Okugyako kyombuuzizza weŋŋamba nti masiki ezo eza gavumenti baddire abantu bajje nga buli masiteegi babawa masiki. Abantu abo bwe bateeka mu kifo ekimu ne baddira masiki ezo ne baziteekawo, badereva bajja kusobola ozambala ne bakondakita bajja kusobola ozambala, n'omusaabaze anaaba talina tetukyamukkiriza kuyingira mu mmotoka nga talina masiki. Era abasaabaze abasinga n'emmotoka ezisinga zirina sanitayiza n'ebidomola weebiri.
Kakati ate wano wamwe weebiri, naye waliwo stage ezimu wootuuka nga just abantu bayingira buyingizi mu makubo osanga taxi kasitesimbula ku stage 1 neefuna ntuka mu kubo neefuna bejjamu mu kuyingira tebaba bafaayo okulaba nti baba naabyo baba bambadde.
Nze ku Kamwokya ŋŋaze sikkiriziganya nakyo kuba ekidomola we nkibemberedde nakyo sisobola kukkiriza musaabaze kuyingira nga tamaze kunaaba mu ngalo ng'ate tayambadde na masiki. Era ne baba bayingidde mu mmoloka mbagambirawo ne mbagamba bannange atalina masiki afulume, alina masiki yambala, sikkiriza kuvuga nga tolina masiki ku mumwa.
These are some of the views from the taxi guides and the taxi operators down here in the city, as well as those who are in charge of their kids. Ekiriwo government yayisizza dde okulabula okusembayo nti wataba ekikukyukamu ku ntambula y'ebidduka bino oli taxi ne buses kosa n'akids bayinza okuba nga ate batuzaayo mu muggalo mulala. Naye wano era mu kibuga waliwo bano ab'ensanze wano nga bagenda mu maaso n'okukwasa abantu abatambuza ebigere, the pedestrians. They are making sure that even if you're not boarding a taxi, you must put on a mask, and for those who are just passers-by, they have to be at least make sure they are putting on the mask rightly. Lwaki olina mask? Lwaki batoyambala? Kyekigenda maaso wano mu kibuga Kampala nga bagenda maaso n'okukwata abatazambadde. Kanywereko n'omukulu ono yakedde anekaanekanye mu kanzu. Sebo osutya ekikwekweto nga mukikedde ku makya?
Ekikwekweto twakikedde olw'embeera nti twasuubiziddwa okuzibayo mu mugalo olw'obulagaja bwe tubadde nabo mu bantu baffe, ate ng'abantu tubadde nga tubagamba okunaaba mu ngalo, okwambala masiki, naye nga bakambwe bazibu. Kakati engeri gye bagitegedde nabo balogezaako ku lockdown eyaggwa ne basuubizibwa okuzzibwayo, osanga banaaterera mukko ne bakkiriza bye tubadde tubagamba, naye nga tubadde tulwana nabo bulwanyi nga ffe abatakisi. Era ng'oli akugamba nti nze gyenvudde nnaabye oŋŋamba gwani ndeka nfe oba nfa bulamu si bubwo, yembeera gye tubadde tusanga.
Abasabazaamu bagamba nammwe mwennyini abadriver bammwe nabo tebazambala, ate oluusi bafa nnyo ku ssente okusinga byobulamu.
Era eyo embeera ebadde ng'ebeerawo, naye nga ku masiteegi nga bwe tuli ku siteegi wano tugezaako kikwasa n'amaanyi, era oluusi mpozi nga babikolera mu kkubo eyo nga batuuseeyo nga si wano ku masiteegi. Amanya Muwonge Kasimu.
Thank you so much. These are the taxi operators. Let me get just one more other person here in the city center. Ambule mvubuka ono kambule lwaki ye masebo ogamba otya? Amanya gafu. Maski ng'ogitadde wansi. Okay. He is one of the people who you find in the city center who have the masks, but they make sure they either pocket it or they put it just under the chin. And these are some of the views. This will be the last person I will be speaking to. Sebo Gambotia.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Amanya gange nze Kabuga Sowed.
Sowed, you are taxi buli musabazi.
You are taxi, sir.
Kati kwembulira lwaki temusisa mu nkola amateeka gano gavumenti gayisa?
So ife amateeka tugateekamu era sasa tugateekamu lwobutadda mu lockdown, naye obuzibu buli twagala gavumenti ereke tusuulira eteekewo ebiddo buli mmotoka gyeraba ng'oba lumu atayambadde masiki bamukwate bamuggyemu.
Kati ekisembayo gavumenti egiwa amagezi abakulembeze abali abapoliisi mu KCCA, Minister of Transport bonna bakwatibwako okussa amateeka mu nkola bagamba ki?
Byonna njagala bintu byonna njagala ziteeka amateeka mu nkola zonna. Oba KCCA biki bateeka amateeka mu nkola.
Okay, thank you so much. Ebirowoozo by'abantu wano mu kibuga Kampala muli aba taxi and as well as those who are the arcades, the traders, they have also been saying that they are not ready. They are appealing to the government not to take them back to a lockdown. They are appealing to at least do more enforcement from all the arms, KCCA, police, and other authorities, so that they don't take them back to the lockdown, but as well as fight COVID-19. This is Stephen Mfefeswe Chibuga, been here along the Benchwanuka Street, showing you what's happening on the ground as we continue fighting COVID-19. Back to you in the studios, and we shall be continuing with the rest of the fight programming here on Morning at NTV. Keep hands on your world.